This is my process for getting rid of harshness in vocals, or at least taming it. You can't always get rid of it completely. Let's get into the video. Alright, I've played this song a few times on my channel, mainly because I'm working on a bunch of projects right now that aren't released that I can't dive into, and I don't know, pulling up old projects is sometimes something I can't be bothered doing. This is me singing.
I've got so many bad habits, trying to understand it. I should go to the gym more than once a month.
This vocal does have a fair bit of sibilance and a little bit of harshness. They're kind of the same thing. This process is generally what I do when I'm mixing vocals. It kind of differs here and there, but I like using Pro Q for part of this. So I have a de-esser at the end of my chain, around kind of 4 to 6K, generally speaking, and I'm kind of taking off as much as I need. I don't really follow a rule here. Whatever amount I can get the most S out of without making it sound like a lisp.
I've got so many bad habits, trying to understand it. I've so many bad habits, trying to understand it.
That's obviously too much.
So many bad habits, trying to understand it.
And here is kind of the main tip of this video. Use an EQ like Pro Q that has dynamic EQ. And let's just play it.
So many bad habits, trying to understand it.
Right here. And a little hack to doing this easier. If you're using Pro Q, just hover over the main audio kind of analysis.
So many bad habits, trying to understand it. I should go to the gym. So many bad habits, trying to understand it.
So I was pretty close just by like looking, but yeah, you can do that and it analyzes where the problem points are. Next thing we're gonna do is drop this down to 0. So you can either go kind of like really small Q or large Q, thin Q, and then pull it down as much as you need.
So many bad habits, trying to understand it.
That's better.
I should.
To me though, doing this can feel a little bit lifeless. So what I like to do is, if you're using Pro Q or a dynamic EQ, is just enable the dynamics. You can do that by pulling this little wheel. And if you click auto, we can see exactly what's triggering it. So basically, I don't want it to be constantly pulling. I just want it to sort of duck it when a frequency really comes through. I just find that feels a little bit more natural and clean.
So many bad habits.
And you just have to figure out how much you need.
So many bad habits, trying to understand it. I should go to the gym more than once a month. I've got too many damn standards, trying to understand that. I should.
So that feels better.
Get out of the house and feel the sun.
You can also kind of use these things in conjunction. So Pro Q or whatever EQ you're using takes a bit of the brunt of it off, and then we go into say like a de-esser like the Lindell or the R de-esser, and then take a little bit more off. You can kind of layer your approach. Using a dynamic EQ really works great in a number of sort of harshness regions, like even kind of lower.
Too many damn standards, trying to understand that.
Let's say like here.
I should
We'll just do the same thing.
get out of the house and feel the sun.
I would suggest going generally pretty fine with your Q, just to avoid getting rid of all of your character. Just try to get rid of the problems.
I should get out of the house and feel the sun. I've got.
But honestly, what you'll find is the harshness generally is in this band here. Probably 3K to 6K is where you're going to have the most trouble. Honestly, just tackle the most problematic frequency. I find that generally does well. You can use plugins like Soothe if you have Soothe. I don't have Soothe. Doing so many S's. So if you don't have Soothe, this is a really good alternative. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, hit like, hit subscribe, turn on the notification bell. If you need a producer or a mixing engineer, I am a producer and mixing engineer from Australia. My name is Rollo. You can check out my work on my website below. If you use Studio One, there's a bunch of free presets that you can download. Goodbye. I'll catch you next video.